Namaskaram, all Atmas. Today I am going to present one important topic which is of great value for us to lead a successful, peaceful life. So, God has created very many creatures. In that, one of the important creatures is the spider. He has given ways and avenues for each creature to find its prey, to lead its life. So just like that, in case of spider, what it does is how it finds its prey, how it traps its prey is it builds a web with its own saliva, and after constructing a web, it just wait at the corner. So what is the prey for a spider is the insects, flies and insects. So after constructing this web, it waits. Suppose a fly comes and when it passes through this web, because the web is so soft and thin, the fly cannot able to identify it, and it gets just when it passes through it, its wings get caught in the web. So before the wings, it can with force it tries to shake the wings to come out of the web. But before it comes out, immediately the spider comes and covers the insect completely with its saliva web, so that it cannot move out. By that way, it catches the insect completely with its saliva, and later on it sucks and kills and eats its food. But if that fly which gets stuck in the web, if it has got the power to increase the speed of the wings, so that it breaks the web lines and move out of it, it can escape this spider. And similarly, if the prey sees the presence of web, because in web you can able to observe there is a gap between the two threads. So if the fly can able to fold its wings and pass through that gap between the web lines, then it cannot get caught in the spider's web. So what is spider's web, and what the spider does to catch its prey, and how the prey gets caught in that, and how the prey, that a fly, can escape from the web. All these things happens in natural life. The fly escapes from the web, the fly gets caught in the web and gets killed by the spider. All these things happens. What is the significance of this spider web to our life? So this web, what is called the Maya web. In our life, right from birth to death, and each and every moment of our life, we come across events. Each event has got its own ramifications. Some event creates anger, some event create dejection, some event create tension, some event create fear. So we observe a lot of reactions to the events. And this each event what we come across in our life is like an each web, the Maya web. This Maya web may be created by the situations, and these situations may arise because of from the relationships with whom we are bonded in our life, who may be in the family, who may be in the society, neighbor, who may be in the official colleague, whoever may be the thing, your boss, your colleague, your subordinate. Anybody may create in a particular event. Anybody may be the subject and predicate. So what happens? Each event creates a kind of actions and reactions. The actions will result in reaction. So, for instance, man gets affected by this anger, jealousy. Suppose you expect something from your subordinate and the subordinate doesn't fulfill it, immediately you get anger. So your expectations leads to anger, jealousy, hatredness, all these things. But these things happens in us without our knowledge. So it is just like that events, our mind is like a fly. The buddhi, how it reacts to the events, is in this Maya web. So what happens? The event, when our buddhi, intellect, and the mind gets entangled in the event, the Maya web, what happens? When you get carried away by the event, suppose in a particular situation you expect the result to be positive, but you face negative. So immediately that negative act results in negative reaction of dejection, hatred, self-anger, all these things. This is like getting caught in the web. Immediately the event, like a spider, gets that event is nothing but the thoughts that generate in the mind. Oh, it again think about the same event. Oh, I face failure. Again, see what a bad thing I've done. So you hate yourself, hatred, rejections, all these things. It's like a Maya web of the spider covering your mind. The more the mind is getting covered with this Maya web of negative reactions, what it leads? It leads to further dejections. And ultimately what happens? When this kind of each and every event, if it continues to create such kind of one event after the other, if each event creates this negative reactions, ultimately the mind becomes wedded with only the negative traits. So it always feels fear to face situations in life. It always feels tense to face situations. Because an act is repeated again and again, it becomes a habit. It becomes a trait. It becomes a guna inside the subconscious mind. Because every action gets stored in the subconscious mind. Next time when you face a similar event, that past reaction, past action will get recapitulated from the subconscious mind. And that is the cause for the same trait getting repeated. So whenever you face any events, you get dejected, you get fear, you get phobia, all these things start happening in your. And when this multiplies over a period, it is like a bad seed, the seed of disease which you are sowing, for which each and every situations, what we face, how we react back again and again in a similar way. It's like a pouring water and growing this seed of negative disease in you. So what happens? The same negative reaction, negative fear, anger, jealousy, hatred, self-anger, all these things, we multiply over a period, and that leads one day in a form of chronic disease. So your intellect is the cause for your own disease. So how to overcome this anger? How to overcome this jealousy? How to overcome this negative? When you face the events, how to see that you don't get attached to that event? For that, what has to do is just like a fly. That is what happens. So when the fly is passing through the web, what it should do when it comes near the gap, it should see that it folds its wings, so that it just passes through it. When it floats or moves, it just passes through the web. Similarly, each and every time when it enters into the web, it just folds the wings. What does it mean? Whenever we face events in our life, and that event when it is about to create in you the feeling of tension, the feeling of anger, feeling of rejection, at that time you have to fold your wings. What does it mean? You have to keep your mind calm. You should go inside, deep inside you. Go deep inside and see and realize the truth that this event is going to create negative reaction in me. Be aware. Let me not get carried away. Let me remain patient. Let me remain silent. Today I will explain about Buddha's message of how to over control anger. Similarly here, by remaining patient, by remaining persevering in yourself, by remaining calm, by going deep inside yourself and surrendering to Him, He will keep your wings of ego completely bound together, so that you pass through the event without any facing negative reaction. We just carry on the duties without any attachment. So, expectations is the cause for attachments that leads to various kinds of negative reactions. Don't have any attachments. This is an event which I have to face to release my karma. So let's just pass on through it. So each event, each and every event in our life, it's like a passing cloud. We have to just carry, accept it, and just pass on through it. So by just passing on through it, what happens? By folding your wings, when you pass on, so each and every event it crosses without creating any damage to your mind, damage to your body, damage to your cells, damage to your chakras, energy levels. Ultimately, what happens? You can able to carry on your duties perfectly, successfully, without damaging your physical body, astral body, mind, anything. And you can keep your mind healthy, your body healthy, and face all situations successfully and lead a successful, prosperous, contented, peaceful life. So realize this truth. So each and every event when you come across, realize it is a web, Maya web. So at that time, immediately close your eyes, surrender to Him, and see that your wings are you visualize you are like a fly with your wings folded, and just pass on to this Maya web. So by that way, each and every event in your life, you just pass on without getting damaged by it. When you practice this method, ultimately you will see only success in your life, happiness in your life, healthy life, disease-free life, peaceful life. Follow this and realize the real value of life. Thank you.